Good evening and welcome to coverage of this round 4 NPL fixture. We're at Hume City Stadium tonight to show you the round 4 clash between Hume City and the Port Melbourne Sharks Soccer Club. We're sounding good. All good to go.
Welcome all and welcome in to round 4 NPL action coming to you live from Hume City Stadium we've got an intriguing clash awaiting, with Hume City playing host to the Port Melbourne Sharks as the visitors look to continue their unbeaten start to the 2024 campaign. Both these sides, they enjoyed playing some expansive, some exciting football. So an exciting game, no doubt, waiting in the wings. Port Melbourne, they've scored 6 goals in their past 2 games, which includes a 3-1 win over Moreland at home last week. While for Hume, their bright start to the season that saw them jump out to a 2-0 record, slightly soured after a 1-0 loss on the road to South Melbourne on Monday night. My name's Simon Rathbone. Pleasure to have your company here this evening. Joining me alongside in the commentary is Adam Palombi. Adam, welcome in.
Simon, an absolute pleasure to be amongst you tonight here at Hume City Stadium. The sun was a bit invasive before it has set, and the floodlights are now shining beneath the players who are beginning to enter the field.
Well, action not too far away. We'll take the chance to run through the starting lineups for both teams. In goals for Hume was a change, with Jackson Riley making way due to injury. Aaron Arslan getting his opportunity between the sticks after impressing during the pre-season. At right back, Vice-Captain Mark Otching lines up, and at left back, Lockie Weir. The central pairing of Harry Ashcroft and Tommy Maricic continues for Hume. In the midfield, Fletcher McFarlane comes in for Umut Bozdugan, and he is partnered by Josh O'Kane and Josh Bingham, dropping back into a more central attacking mid-role, while Mikel Platt leads the line, and a dangerous wing combo of Amir Abdallah on the right and the danger man, NPL Victoria Player of the Month, Lloyd Isgrove, on the left. We'll now take a chance to run through Port Melbourne's lineup, looking to continue their hot run of form after a strong win last week.
And the boy from Brisbane, Ilya Shalamov-Trenkova, is the man in goal today for Port Melbourne. In defence consists of a centre-back partnership of Alex Baker and Anahom Karmas. Christian Bombachi and Dan Edwards acquire the full-back positions. In midfield consists of Charlie Leach, Makur and Jackson Courtney Perkins in your attacking role. And the front three today for the Sharks consists of Lucas Burns in the left wing position, Fraser Dunlop on the right, and Emmanuel Peters, the main man in attack.
Well, it's a really sliding doors kind of moment here for Hume. They jumped out of the gates to start this season. They had a win over Dandenong Thunder, and then followed that with a 2-0 win over Green Gully. Last week's loss to South Melbourne just puts them in a precarious position. A win well and truly getting them back on track and towards the top of the table. Or a loss will put them at a 2-2 record, and all of a sudden the pressure back on the men in red. Well, for Port Melbourne, well, Nick Marinos, he's made it clear he wants his side to be an attacking team in 2024. He said he wants to be part of their DNA, and it's an exciting prospect for Port Melbourne fans. The goals have been coming, and they've been flowing with regularity. 6 goals, like I said, in their past 2 games. And he said he wants every player on the pitch to feel as though they can go out and score. And, well, we've seen that already with the likes of Karmas, Makur getting in on the goals against the Melbourne Knights, and then last week some of the young subs coming in and making their impact known from the substitutes bench. Action not too far away here from Hume City Stadium, both sides going through their final preparations. Hume have a strong record here at home and a good record against the Port Melbourne Sharks. We've won 9 of their 18 games against the men from down south, 4 draws and 5 losses in that time as well. Sun setting over Hume City Football Stadium. An exciting match. We can hopefully expect to see plenty of goals from these 2 attacking teams who are underway. And Hume wasting little time and heaving it forward, looking for the head of Bingham. And it spills out the back eventually. And Port Melbourne find the ball at their feet. Dunlop chips it forward only as far as Maricic, who gets his first touch of the football for the evening. Maricic and Ashcroft sharing a partnership at Dandy Thunder. Holding the line, and they'll have their work cut out for them this evening for this dangerous Port Melbourne side, looking to keep the goals flowing. They had a 0-0 draw with St Albans in round 1 for 2 big wins over Melbourne Knights and more recently Moreland. Isgrove. McFarlane into the starting 11. Started in round 1. He filled in the role of centre-back and finds himself in his preferred midfield position here this evening. Ball spilling out the way of Shalamov-Trenkova. Platt looking to apply the pressure. Trenkova taking his sweet time and collecting the ball. Karmas. Edwards. Hume looking to press high up the pitch. Brought down to the feet of Isgrove. Spins off towards central midfield before handing off to Ashcroft. Josh O'Kane weaves his way past Leach. Can't get past Peters. Strips him the ball. Now Leach back the other way. Quickly works it out the left-hand side. Courtney Perkins tries to chip a ball through for Peters. Comes out the feet of McCurr. Now out for Dunlop, trying to reel it in and unable to do so on that occasion.
A lively start from the Sharks. Hume just not able to attain possession for the meantime. They have it deep inside their defensive half now. A clearance forward, McCurr intervening. It's going to fall to Abdallah, who's intended to try find the number 9 in their main man of Michael Platt, who was impeded, and a free kick has been drawn for the side in red.
Well, an interesting sign there. We saw Mikel Platt last week receiving plenty of attention from the South Melbourne players. He had 2 or 3 players on him at a time, looking to try and subdue his impact on the contest. Whether that opens up the pitch for the likes of Bingham and co, we'll have to wait and see. Just a little taste of what might be to come for Mikel Platt. A little tug on the shirt there as he tried to break free, and as a result, Hume City reset. Ashcroft looking to feed it through. Abdallah looking to dazzle his way past Edwards. Edwards gets his foot to the ball, and Hume win their first corner for the evening. So the first corner going the way of Hume. Port Melbourne, they absorbed 13 corners from Moreland last week. Already registering one against them here this evening. Red shirts pile into the box. Some tall timber to aim for. The likes of Bingham, Platt floating in and around. Ball whipped into a dangerous area. Bobbling around, Trenkova spills it and is impeded in the process by Bingham. Free kick going the way of the visitors. For Hume, they battled away last week. It's a shorter turnaround for them here this evening, having played on Monday night, a rare Monday night game against South Melbourne. They had a few chances, shot off the crossbar, and it was ultimately a long throw from South Melbourne that caused their undoing. Nahul Bonada scoring the winner in the 73rd minute. Like we touched on the pre-game, new man between the sticks, Aaron Arslan. He showed some promising signs. Great shot stopper in the pre-season. He's got the ball at his feet now. Lost it over the way of Weir. Weir trying to keep it under control, and Dunlop looking to come and shut him down. In a rare sighting for NPL competitions, both these sides having the names on the back of the shirts. Make it easy for us commentators here up in the box. Nice little innovation from both sides in their respective kits for 2024. So the first real opportunity coming up here for Port Melbourne. So Lucas Burns, he scored off the substitutes bench against the Melbourne Knights. Finds himself in the starting lineup once again with the absence of Ewan Stokes. Burns thought about going short. Spread out right across the Hume City box. Burns high up in the sky. Arslan with his first test, and he comes out and claims it cleanly. If there are any pre-game nerves, slowly settling himself into the game. The new Hume City goalkeeper. It's a blow for Hume City. Riley was outstanding in their last home game against Green Gully just a fortnight ago. Coming down from Brisbane, we've got Arslan, a more than handy replacement. Isgrove almost spins himself into trouble. Heavy touch. Ball spills out the back, and eventually Maricic Driving ball through to Bingham, who's got some open territory in front of him. Courtney Perkins coming back in defence. Hands it off Abdallah. Looking to cut past Edwards off the left foot. Abdallah! It's a dream start for Hume City. And the fantastic goals keep coming. Well, what a sight, Hume City fans. They only score the best kind of goals you can possibly imagine. And once again, Amir Abdallah cutting it onto his left foot. And he sent it sailing into the top left-hand corner. And what a dream start for the hosts in this round 4 fixture.
Oh, the 24-year-old's pulled something out of the hat there. What a finish it was from Amir Abdallah. He's had a few stints around NPL clubs across Victoria, including Northcote. He was at the Central Coast Academy. Also made his way across to the Mestre Liga with Estonian club FCI Levadia, where they was a part of the winning league there. But what a finish it was. How about that, Simon?
And you must add the Granit Xhaka-inspired celebration, faking the hamstring injury. I'm sure the Hume City S&C, if you hadn't seen that celebration during the midweek, might have had heart and mouth momentarily, but it was all for show. And, I mean, he has every reason to celebrate. What a strike it was. Just Port Melbourne sitting on their heels momentarily, allowed Maricic to send in a driving ball to Bingham and quickly caught them on the back foot. He handed off to Abdallah, who still had plenty of work to do. He breezed past Edwards, and, I mean, a fine strike.
Could also argue that the Sharks were the more proactive team at the start of this contest, considering that they had won a corner, were working Hume inside their defensive half. Meanwhile, a turnover, and McCurr, the edge of the area, across it to the back stick. There's a chance here for Port Melbourne. The header not meeting its target, which was Arsalan's goal. And now the goal scorer, Abdallah. Bit of razzle-dazzle. Manufactures a pass in a wide area. The referee signifies a throw for the team in red.
Well, if there were any questions about Hume City's confidence heading into this fixture after last week's loss, thought, could the pressure be mounting? I mean, they had such a great start to the season. Were the wheels going to fall off after that loss? Well, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a more perfect start. We saw Mark Otching score a similar goal a fortnight ago, followed by Lloyd Isgrove's spectacular goal towards the 90th minute. And now Amir Abdallah adding another memorable moment here at Hume City Stadium. The Hume fans now coming to expect only the best from the team in red. Weir going to weave his way through traffic. Platt, got a number of Port Melbourne players to deal with. Isgrove now down the left wing, looking to get away from Dunlop. Dunlop comes back for a second bite of the cherry, and it'll be a Hume corner coming up.
And you can see the Hume bench very happy to find Isgrove earning the corner for his side. It's been lively when he has received the ball. Lord Isgrove, we know the pedigree he possesses. Player of the Month winner of last month. And Simon, you were at the game where he scored that absolutely acrobatic, brilliant goal. What more magic can he conjure up tonight?
Yeah, Hume will certainly be expecting some more magic from their main man. He's been a star signing. He whips a ball in here at the near post. Bingham looks to flick it on. Maricic comes up for the second attempt. Bingham trying to replicate Isgrove's acrobatic attempt, as you touched on. Here is Isgrove looking to feed it through for Abdallah, who finds himself now on the left wing. Whips in a ball off the left foot. Once again, clearance only as far as Isgrove. O'Kane. Weir. Looking to feed it through, but just getting their wires crossed on that occasion. Well, I mean, it's some front line for this Hume side. Having the likes of Amir Abdallah, Lloyd Isgrove, as we touched on. I mean, we know he can pull off some individual brilliance when needed in big moments. And then to have a big man like Mikel Platt coming from the National League, very difficult proposition for opposition defensive lines. And we're saying in the pre-game, if Port Melbourne are going to score some goals, well, Hume City showing they're no slouch either in the goal-scoring department. They have, of course, got plenty of reinforcements to come in off the bench as well. Josh Galewski, he started the opening couple of games after being a mid-season transfer last year. He's joined by the likes of Boz Dugan. They play with the most appearances for this current Hume side. There's a foul there. Charlie Leach came clattering in, collecting Abdallah. Ashcroft puts his eyes up and looks to send through a long ball for Platt. Platt has to check his run momentarily to bring it to ground. Hands it off the direction of Otching. McFarlane. Isgrove now on the right, so just swapping posies with Abdallah. Keeping the defensive line guessing as Maricic went for a run, almost lost it momentarily and finds himself in a spot of bother. Now Emmanuel Peters back the other way. McFarlane coming back with the defensive duties. Peters looking to feed through Burns. Burns drives it hard. Arslan, he's strong and does enough. The Hume City goalkeeper, I should say. And now as Hume try and bring it back the other way. Port Melbourne commit the foul. Well, Tommy Maricic almost putting his side under pressure there. Got caught and stripped of the ball at midfield.
Monick and Burns showing fine feet inside the Hume City penalty area. And Arslan, the 19-year-old, making a fine save. Remember, on the other end, Isgrove. Look for the back stick. It might have looped over. But there was Trankova just palming it to safety. Very elusive cross, but for a moment now you have Port Melbourne trying to just calm this contest down. Trankova in possession. And now Port Melbourne looking to try settle. A very lively opening 13 minutes to this contest. Saves at both ends. Goalkeeper's been called into practice early on. And there is the 19-year-old. He's 20 this time next week. Eren Arslan. He does hold a Turkish citizenship also. He's just starting to find some comfort in his goal early on.
Well, like you touched on, if the opening 13 minutes or so is anything to go by, we are in for an exciting 90-minute contest here at Hume City Stadium. Both these sides throwing the kitchen sink and more at each other. Isgrove chips a cute ball forward. Defensive duties, and it was an important stop at the back there as Hume City looked to push forward. He had options at the far post, almost linked in through the middle. Heavy contact there as Weir came clattering through. Ashcroft, as Hume so often do, building out from the back. McFarlane, Otching, Isgrove. He's maintained that position on the right. Bingham once again. Midfield clicking into gear in the early exchanges here for Hume. Platt got Bombarci to deal with. Skips away. Heavy touch. Allowed Port Melbourne to clear. Ashcroft trying to poke it free of Peters. Peters eventually had the ball stripped from him, illegally so by O'Kane. So once again, promising build-up from Hume City. Causing all sorts of headaches for this Port Melbourne defence. McCurr. That to the Sharks captain, Christian Bombarci. He and Nick Marinos sharing a strong connection, having Marinos coaching him at the Heidelberg under-16s. Bombarci, only 23 years of age, wearing the captain's armband. His 16 appearances last season, and he started every single one to start the 2024 campaign. Baker. Weir wrestling there with Burns. And the foul being committed by Burns on that occasion.
You could hear Weir just in that play before he was impeded by Burns, demanding that the moment was coming. And Port Melbourne were going to overplay out the back, and left back saw that correctly. And now Hume back in possession. Ashcroft stepping away from his marker, feeding it on. Now in a wide area, here's Weir. Interplay is fine between those out wide. Now Abdallah, incisive pass, another opportunity here. It's sprayed across the box. Isgrove. looking to keep the move alive for the moment. Now possession back in play. Isgrove receives once more. Looking to try find the cross. Stepping inside an edge of the area. Hume building ever so slowly. They're working it now. It's tipped in, and Karmas happy to concede the corner. And you can just see Hume continuing to build on the goal they had scored. That cracker of an effort from Amar Abdallah. The difference so far in this contest. But you want to say that the Sharks had started off quite positively. However, Hume are now, you could say, in control.
Yeah, they're just winning the midfield battle at the moment. Nice interchange of short passing. Just clicking into gear in these opening 17 minutes. We touched on Isgrove just floating over that right-hand side, causing a few issues for Daniel Edwards. Left back for Port Melbourne. Otching whips it in. Maricic's head up. Trying to be reeled in here by Abdallah. Not a whole lot of real estate to deal with. Hands it off to O'Kane. Drifting in. Chips a cute ball across. Maricic gets his head to it. Coming back for a second opportunity with the football. Now a curling attempt, and it just flies over the bar. Harry Ashcroft fancying his chances on that occasion. It was almost a 2-0 lead just like that for Hume City.
And you can see the Sharks protesting what looked like it was a quite obvious and blatant foul in the hands of their centre half. Referee, nothing doing. And meanwhile, Port continue to try to play out the back, and they have coughed up possession once more. Hume insisting with their high press.
Now, Port Melbourne coming into this game, they hasn't been a happy hunting ground at Hume City Stadium in recent years, only winning twice at the venue in their history. So Hume certainly having the wood over them in recent years, and they're hoping to continue that on here. We touched on Port Melbourne undefeated, 0-0 draw in round 1 for consecutive 3-1 wins in rounds 2 and 3. And they've got plenty of work to do here after Hume, with an early lead after that Amir Abdallah strike that sailed into the top left-hand corner. Two exciting teams, and the start has been just what the neutral fan has been after. Chances at both ends, top class goals, and we've still got a whole lot of football to be played as Weir hits the deck. Courtney Peters coming in with too much aggression. Weir thought about playing it over the top for Bingham. Goes out to Isgrove, former Bolton Wanderers, one-time Welsh international. Maricic. Back to Arslan. Bingham looking to flick it forward for Abdallah. Baker goes all the way back to Shalomonov Trenkova. So it looks like this could be a first half substitution. Could be a double change coming up here for Port Melbourne, perhaps. Bold move from head coach Nick Marinos. He hasn't liked what he's seen so far in these opening 20 minutes. And we've got Owen Stokes looking to make his way back into the play. He missed last week after a laceration in the game against the Melbourne Knights. And then last week's goal scorer, Ethan Brooks, the 23-year-old, also looking like he's about to make his way into the contest. Burns looking to take on Otching and co. Peters there to help out. Now Edwards, his pass intercepted momentarily by Abdallah. Driving ball only goes as far as Maricic. Kurt sends it high up in the sky. Otching strong. Well, you just feel as though these changes, not all that surprising given the start that Hume have had. They've really controlled that midfield, and they'll be hoping the likes of Brooks and Stokes can try and rectify the issue for the visitors. Ball going through the legs and taking a slight touch off Isgrove.
Nicholas Marinos trying to turn the tide very early on in this contest. looking to his bench early on as Hume continued to just press upon their strong foot. Abdallah finally crafted. McFarlane turning back to Abdallah. And Hume just bossing it at the moment, aren't they, Simon? Good stronghold on this contest. Comfortable in possession. Firm passes being made.
I say it's been great to see the confidence continue to build for the youngster Josh O'Kane in this Hume City midfield, coming through their junior ranks and finding himself in as a regular on Cam Watson's starters sheet. Bingham coming back to try and apply the pressure. Courtney Perkins allowed to wander forward. He's got McFarlane to deal with. Courtney Perkins hands it off in the direction of Dunlop. Whips it off the right boot. And Maricic happy to concede the throw in. And that Port Melbourne change about to happen. So Brooks going to enter the fray. He scored a spectacular goal last week off the left foot into the top corner in the 53rd minute to give Port Melbourne back the advantage. Nick Marinos hoping he can replicate a similar effort here tonight. Looks like it'll be Daniel Edwards that makes way, the New Zealander. So he's not ending after just 20 or so minutes. So Marinos opting not to bring in the Irishman Stokes as of yet. We want to watch as if Hume continue this strong start to the first half.
It's quite the CV, Dan Edwards, having stints with Hamilton Wanderers and Birkenhead Youth Academies before moving to the United States to play for Marshall Thundering Herd, which is Marshall University. But his nights ended prematurely here as Bombachi is trying to turn his team's tide around. Good interplay, not as far as a Hume City shirt. Platt holding it up nicely. Turning inadvertently back into danger before finding his left back Weir. He's gone infield. And the referee nothing doing. Plays continued. In the wide area now are the Sharks. What can they conjure up? Onto the left boot. Here's McCurr switching it out wide. Pass intercepted by Abdallah. McCurr back in possession. Now Port Melbourne want to try conjure something up. Fine turn. Into the area. It's well defended by Karacic. Would have been Jackson, Courtney Perkins trying to manufacture something. However, looks as if it's going to be a goal kick for the home side.
Well, the shining light for Port Melbourne at the moment, they might find themselves 1-0 down. It has been one-way traffic, I guess you could say, in this first half so far, but they've shown already in 2024 that they're not afraid to score goals. With the likes of Peters, Courtney Perkins sniffing in and around the box, I feel as though Hume will never save. Nice turn there, Abdallah. Sublime skill before laying it off on this right-hand side. Too heavy there for Bingham. What a start he's had to his 2024 campaign. Scored their opening goal against Dandenong in round one. And now registering his first goal at his home ground this season. It's be interesting to see what kind of role Brooks plays in this contest, whether he does fill in at that natural left-back position that Edwards has maintained so far this season. Dunlop got Weir to deal with. Tried to link up, but Maricic reading it like a book and quickly sends it back the other way. Bingham got Karmas to deal with. He's got Abdallah on his left. Abdallah once again feeds it through Platt. Little 1-2. Falls kindly for Abdallah, trying to link back up with Bingham on the second time. Enough Port Melbourne shirts back there. And now Brooks back the other way. Burns. Pass misread there by McFarlane. Opens up a bit of space momentarily for the visitors. Peters tries to whip it out wide. Dunlop reels it in. We're coming to try and shut him down. Ball in. Arslan coming in to claim. Peters wasn't happy with the treatment there he received from Ashcroft. No call coming, and ball into the bread basket there of Arslan.
And with the changes made by Nicholas Marinos, you can see Lucas Burns acquiring a more central role in midfield, an attacking role, you could say. Linked it up nicely, which led to the pass out wide for the chance to be made. There were jeers from Emmanuel Peters, and he was impeded in that play. However, the referee saw nothing doing. And McCur's fouled by Isgrove. Bit of frustration beginning to be quite noticeable by the away side, as they're trying to reintroduce themselves back into the contest. Karmas. Brooks, the substitute in the wide area. Finds Karmas once more. And Karmas is happy to recycle through Baker. The captain now from Barchi. Port Melbourne just trying to maintain possession for the meantime. Barchi, pass goes astray. It's easily intercepted by the Hume centre half. Help to build. Isgrove was the intended target from Bingham. As McCur's gone over the top. Arson's come off his line. The flag has gone up. It was a chance for Emmanuel Peters to capitalise upon. However, the official on the touchline has his flag up for offside.
Yeah, the Hume high line, catching him out there. Emmanuel Peters trying to get in behind the likes of Maricic and Ascroft. Crisis averted for Hume with the flag going up as Peters tried to loft over the head of Arslan, who came out to collect. Maricic drives it long. And now back down the other way, Abdallah in a foot race with the goalkeeper. There's contact. The goalkeeper came off his line. And a penalty awarded. Well, Shalamana Trenkova came out, made contact with Abdallah. He won the race to the ball. And the penalty being awarded.
And you can see the benches having a discussion about whether that was a penalty or not. The Sharks bench certainly think it was, and it was a 50-50. You can hear from their officials on the touchline, the Hume boys up and about as both the goalkeeper and forward collided.
Well, how was the ball from Tommy Maricic? After the resumption of play, just drove it long, and the speed of Amir Abdallah, well, he'd had a dream start to the first half, and looks like he's earned his side a penalty, showing great pace to left the Port Melbourne defenders in his wake. Just receiving some treatment after that knock from Shalmanov Trenkova. And now the goalkeeper with the duties to try and rectify his mistake. He's got a tough man staring down the barrel at him, Lloyd Isgrove. No surprises, he'll be taking the attempt from the spot. So Hume looking to double their advantage. Lloyd Isgrove looking for his third goal of his 2024 campaign. Lloyd Isgrove for Hume City. It's over the bar. He went for power. And it's a moment to forget for Hume star recruit. Well, talk about dodging a bullet, Solomon Trenkova. There's no more relieved man on the pitch than him right now. Still not out of the woods just yet as Hume let one fly.
And the frustration is quite immeasurable on the Hume City bench. They're rather animated that their main man in Lloyd Isgrove had that penalty soar over the crossbar. You can see the home side rather frustrated by not capitalising upon that opportunity from the spot.
Well, I don't think anyone inside Hume City Football Stadium expected that ball to go anywhere but the back of the net. And what a huge relief that is, as there's Emmanuel Peters and Josh O'Kane making contact in the middle of the pitch.
They're slowly coming to a simmer at the Hume City Stadium here in Broadmeadows. Players ultimately come to a halt for the meantime following that collision. You see the main man for the Sharks on the deck at the moment, Emmanuel Peters, has come to a pause for the meantime. It's been a pretty decent first half, pretty action-packed. Simon, what can you take away from it so far?
Well, I mean, kicking off with a Amir Abdallah belter to open Hume's account. And you thought, surely Hume were going to double their advantage after Abdallah earned his side a penalty, but Lloyd Isgrove sending it over the bar from the penalty spot. Shalamono Trankova's blush is saved in that occasion. What a big moment that could be in the context of this game.
Still a bit of confusion regarding whose will it might be. A bit more clear now. Hume City have won the free kick as Emmanuel Peters limps towards the visiting bench. So for the meantime, the Sharks are down to 10 men. No, they're not. Bit uncertain of what's occurring here with Emmanuel Peters. He looks eager to get back into the fray of it. Does seem to have some discomfort. He's having a chat to the official. He's now back on the field. Hume had that penalty missed. A handball being jeered rather loudly on the stadium side of the field. And Hume are back in possession following that handball.
Just a collective roar from the Hume City faithful right there, letting the officials know that they saw that handball as clear as day. Abdallah feeds it through. Platt, always dangerous from inside the box, takes a deflection, and Shalamono Trankova comes out to collect. Rolls it out the feet of Baker. Karmas. Brooks. Nice little turn there from Burns. Almost got around Otching, but Otching knew where his sideline was, and as a result, Burns unable to keep that ball in the field of play. Once again, reset through Maricic. McFarlane. Arslan assessing. Driving ball to Bingham, playing in that more deeper central role. He's led the line for Hume. Josh Bingham, the skipper, 12 goals in 2023, 10 in 2022 and 13 in 2021. So he's been a prolific goal scorer for the club. But a slightly different role this season, playing a little bit deeper, creating the space for the new recruits, the like of Mikel Platt, Abdallah and Isgrove in front of him. It's making Hume a tough proposition for any defensive line when you've got Josh Bingham seeing more of the football. Peters working hard to win it back. McCurr, his pass intercepted by Weir, who came sliding in. Isgrove looking to make up for his early mistake. Drives a nice ball out to Abdallah. Once again, Port Melbourne exposed at the back. Abdallah looking to get past Karmas. Feeds it through. Bingham. Golden chance, and Shalamono Trankova comes up with a huge save. Just spoke about his goal-scoring efforts, Josh Bingham. And what a golden opportunity that was for the Hume captain. And another bright moment there from the Port Melbourne goalkeeper after giving away that potential penalty just a few minutes ago. He comes up with a big save to save Port Melbourne on that occasion. Once again, caught out the back. The speed of Abdallah causing all sorts of headaches.
And the young boy from Brisbane has quite the CV to talk about, given his youth stints in Bulgaria with CSKA Sofia. He had played over 42 caps for Nitec Slovak. As I can say, I've looked up from my notes and noticed that there's a corner kick for the Sharks. Quick footnote on Shalamov Trenkov. 10 clean sheets in 42 appearances in the second division of Bulgarian football. A fine save from the young man there. Meanwhile, at the other end, Lucas Burns looks to try his luck again with a corner. A few big boys in the box for him to aim for. Burns, it's whipped into the near post. Karmas heads it towards goal. However, it's frayed wide. And a goal kick has been awarded to Hume. You could say a huge chance missed there for the away side.
Yeah, not sure if he was just trying to head that back across goal rather than going for goal himself. He had a free header at the second ball there. A couple of massive moments for Hume. They could very easily be 3-0 up in this first half. They've only got the 1-goal advantage with just under 10 minutes to play in this first half. Isgrove's missed kick, Bingham's big opportunity. Be hoping they can try and capitalise on their next big opportunity created, because the midfield has been creating chances with frequency as Bingham sends through the sky. Baker tries to head it down in the path of Leach. All the way back to Shalamanov Trankova. Chips it into the path of Brooks. Hume pressing hard through Platt. O'Kane applying the pressure to Leach. Leach weaves his way through but hands it straight to Mark Otching, and now they go back the other way. Abdallah, he's had a fine first half. Losing the ball momentarily, but feeds it through for Platt. Platt in on goal, fires, and coming across was Baker. It was a strong challenge and one that needed to be made. Play allowed to continue. Isgrove going off the left foot. Lloyd Isgrove, and it sails over the crossbar. And the shots on goal continue to come. Port Melbourne under attack.
Bit too loose from Karmas, allowing Platt to have the opportunity. It ended up finding its way to Mr. Isgrove, whose attempt towards the left-hand side of the goal just not dipping the way he would have wanted it to. McCurr. Interplay between himself and Dunlop. Infield. O'Kane. Fine switch to Brooks. Burns ahead of him. Brooks progressing. Still going at pace as Brooks. Chance now for the away side. Arslan with the save. He parried it away. Probably the first major impact the young goalkeeper's had on this contest. A glaring moment for the Sharks. And Arslan was the man to rescue Hume.
Well, like he touched on, it's his first time he's really been called into action. Coming up with the save, Courtney Perkins in front of goal. Had a good opportunity, plenty of goal to look at, but sent it straight into the path of Arslan, who showed good reflexes. Touched on the pre-game. He's has a strong shot-stopping game. He showed that in the pre-season. Backup option to Jackson Riley, but more than handy replacement. Once again, Abdallah putting it on a dime for Lloyd Isgrove, who sets sights. He's got Abdallah floating forward. Isgrove with the ball at his feet. Feeds it through. Platt looking to bring it on to his right. Wide. Well, it's spectacular build-up from Hume. They just cannot find the finished product. Well, that front three combining. Glorious sight for Hume City fans. Isgrove onto Abdallah. Back to Isgrove. Fed through for Platt. Just can't find the decisive action to double their advantage. So much to like from this Hume side. Once again, another opportunity missed for the home side.
We can briefly touch on the brilliance of Lloyd Isgrove. Just notice how the players around him in that passage of play became nearly witches' hats. Almost like they weren't there. The way he picked out his striker was rather magnificent. And Platt unlucky to find the back of the net ripple.
Yeah, and Owen Stokes now he's going to make his way into the contest. Lucas Burns substituted off just shy of half-time. See what impact the Irishman can have after going off injured against the Knights. Back into the fray. Well, the football fanatic in me, I mean, that Hume City build-up play almost deserved a goal. It was straight from the training paddock, the big three combining. Mikel Platt unable to land his first goal for the campaign. Saw on socials a pundit claimed Mikel Platt for Golden Boot in 2024. Well, he had a great chance there to open his account this season. Of course, had the assist for Lloyd Isgrove's goal against Green Gully, but he'd love to find the back of the net himself. Ashcroft drives it low, hard. Brooks caught in no man's land. Otching floating forward. Bingham calling for it. Bingham, ball at his feet, chips in the way of Abdallah. Tries to go off the left foot. Once again, Port Melbourne coming back to shut them down in numbers. Ashcroft, they reset again down this right-hand side. Bingham, Abdallah, the man of the moment in this first half, skips past Karmas, chips the ball over at the far post. No one there except for Fraser Dunlop. O'Kane, unrelenting in that midfield, pressing hard up the field. Weir heads it forward for Isgrove. Cries for a handball there from Charlie Leach. Isgrove continues, runs into a roadblock momentarily of McCurr, trying to feed his way through the feet of two Port Melbourne players, and eventually McCurr wins it. And now Port Melbourne on the fast break. A lovely ball through for Peters. Coming across, Ashcroft catches Peters. And he got the ball, and a lovely bit of pace shown there from Harry Ashcroft to get across as Manuel Peters had the afterburners on well and truly.
Fine interception made from the Hume centre half. So cracking ball through, wasn't it? Brilliant technique to manufacture the pass. Equally as good defending. This game just getting spicier by the minute. Abdallah, how's that for the party tricks? Another one is fantastic from Platt, and it's set him in on goal, in behind Karmas. It's Platt in on goal! Oh, and he was agonisingly close to finding the back of the net.
Well, once again, this is incredible football from Hume, but once again, that goal goes begging. Mikel Platt did all the work. That was some incredible build-up play. The flick through to himself. Just couldn't find the finish on the occasion.
On a more selfish note, this is my commentary debut tonight, and what a goal that would have been to introduce me to this realm. Brilliance from Platt. That deserved a goal.
Well, once again, Hume doing everything right. You feel as though that second goal can't be far away. Port Melbourne looking to counter here. Stokes looking to inject himself on the contest. A wobbly old ball sent through, and Arslan gets it at the second attempt. Well, Mikel Platt showing just how much of an impact he can have after arriving at the club in the off-season. What a game of football this has been. NPL Victoria at its best. Two sides going at it. Now Courtney Perkins looking to bring it back the other way. Wrestling four in the midfield. Leach is stripped there by two Hume players. Feed it through for Isgrove. Lloyd Isgrove. Dangerous with the ball at his feet. Still going Isgrove. Allowed room to move. Feeds it through. Bingham. Here it is for Hume and the side netting. Close but no cigar for Hume City in this first half. Cam Watson couldn't have asked much more from his players. They just need to find a finish, and the frustration continues to grow for the home side.
And question marks starting to be asked on Karmas. He's been rather pedestrian in a few plays now, and Hume, you could argue they could have a very comfortable lead. They just have not able to find the back of the net. Ripple, the captain, had a chance there. However, it was the side of the net he hit. As Trenkova's gone long. Ball in dispute in the middle of the park. And now here's McFarlane. Isgrove in a wide area. Back to McFarlane. Happy to throw in Ashcroft. He's gone back in field. Abdallah. Took it on nicely. Greeted by McCurr. Bundled to an area where the man from the bench has entered the fray. Stokes. Receiving possession. McCurr. Now Karmas. Brooks, who's run in Port Melbourne's most recent probable chance on goal, manufactured that opening. There's now one in the wide area for Dunlop. Whips it into the back stick. No one there to greet it. In a black shirt. Abdallah controlling nicely. Trying to find his fullback. Brooks. McCurr. There was Stokes, the Irishman. Trying to find the pass, nothing doing. Back to Karmas. Stokes having a word. To Dunlop in the wide area. It's Port Melbourne just on the edge of half-time. We're in stoppage time now. Trying to find what would be a very late twist in this first half-tail.
Yeah, well, it's been Hume with the bulk of the opportunities in this first half. You've got to give credit to this Port Melbourne defence. Well, a bit of good fortune. They've hung in here in this first half, only down a goal. They've got plenty of strike power up front. The likes of Courtney Perkins, Emmanuel Peters can cause all sorts of headaches for this Hume defence. Here they are with the Bullet Feet, trying to find a goal here before the break. McFarlane to deal with, goes back to McCurr. Bombachi. Dunlop looking to feed it through the legs of Weir. Courtney Perkins pressing high up the pitch. Isgrove in a deeper position. Weir drives it long. Bingham wrestling there with Bombachi. Bombachi strong. Chip forward there by Baker, unable to find Dunlop down on that sideline. Hume in no real rush to take the throw here as the seconds tick down before half time. Isgrove. And there is the half-time whistle. So Hume City head into the sheds with a 1-0 lead. Their goal from Amir Abdallah inside the opening 10 minutes, giving them the advantage as both sides head into the sheds. And we have an exciting second half coming up here at Hume City Stadium. Alrighty, second half action about to get underway here at Hume City Stadium. It's the hosts with a 1-0 advantage thanks to Amir Abdallah's fine strike in the opening exchanges. It was a chance of what could have been for Hume City. Plenty of golden opportunities in on goal. Unable to capitalise. Mikel Platt has been extremely dangerous. Number 9 combining with the likes of Amir Abdallah, Lloyd Isgrove on a number of occasions. A missed penalty chance from Lloyd Isgrove. A moment that no Hume City fan really saw coming in the first half. And Port Melbourne, while they had to battle away in that first half, they still find themselves only just the goal down and well and truly still in this contest. So the game very much up for grabs in this second half. Play about to get underway. And if the first half was anything to go by, Adam, we've got an exciting second 45 coming right up.
Party tricks and many moments of discussion from that first half. Could almost say Hume should have this game dead and buried. However, the Sharks not quite put to sleep yet. A 1-0 deficit. An advantage of the home side is what they have to deal with in this second half, and they're looking to get lively early on. Of course, those first half substitutions were made by Nicolas Marinos at the expense of Lucas Burns and Dan Edwards, who were replaced by Brooks and the number 10 Stokes, the Irishman. And looking lively early on, Brooks making that run on the overlap, and Brooks with his left foot tees it into an area and finding a Hume City shirt. McCurr jostling towards the ball, and he won it. Back in field. Referee nearly intervening with play. They're pressing hard early on, the Sharks. But look at how open it's become for Hume. And Isgrove receives the ball. The left-hand side of the goal. Isgrove stepping in behind. It's Isgrove. It's the back of the net for Hume City. Lloyd Isgrove erases the taste which was left in the mouth following that penalty blunder in the first half. With an early goal in the second. And Hume City capitalise upon the many chances they've had in this contest so far.
Well, I don't know what Cam Watson said during that half-time speech, but if it was anything, continue on what we've been doing the first half, just add a bit of polish at the finish. Well, it's the NPL Victoria Player of the Month, Lloyd Isgrove, said, I'll do that, thank you very much. Clinical in the finish, and what a great start to this second half.
And you felt as if the moment Isgrove had put root to ball, something tangible was going to come from that play. A lot of experience in the Welshman. Of course, he has played on the Hello Turf at Wembley in a few Football League Cup finals. And his name is on the score sheet tonight, as is Abdallah, who had lost possession. McCurr fighting hard to keep it. Isgrove, the goal scorer, finding the other goal scorer for Hume in Abdallah. As Ascroft to find Karacic. Port looked to start the second half from that brief moment, trying to be the more positive side at that expense. The door at the back was left open. Isgrove was impeded. Just a touch back on Lloyd Isgrove. He did earn a cap for Southampton, replacing Stephen Davies in a 2-1 loss to Liverpool in 2015. Ocheen dipped in the area, might get a second bite at it. McFarlane. Ocheen in the wide area once more. Brooks cutting off the pass. Skipping momentarily away from a Hume City shirt. Ocheen rekindling once more. Isgrove's come deep, and Brooks has pretty much shopped him at his feet. The referee, for a moment, looked like he was going to reach into his pocket. However, Brooks not penalised, and Abdallah now in a wide area. Karmas there to greet him. Abdallah stepping inside of Karmas. Abdallah whipped across the area. Another chance maybe for Platt. It's cleared by McCurr. And South Melbourne Sharks, for the moment, having to backpedal.
Well, Hume just picking up from where they left off in that first half, just dominating that midfield area at the moment. Port Melbourne trying to sink their teeth into this contest. Now down a 2-goal deficit after that Isgrove strike. It's the defence just backing off. It's those quick feet that he has. It leaves the defenders in two minds. And as soon as he got that ball on the edge of the box, once again, it was lovely build-up play through the middle. Mikel Platt doing his job. Just the little 1%ers that it might not go on the stat sheet, but he just drew the defender with him as he feigned that run, and they actually went back straight through the guts and through the middle to find Isgrove on that left-hand side. Lovely work there from the home side. Dalla pressing hard there on Karmas. Lofts it long. Ashcroft. McFarlane wins it back. Now got room to move in front of him. McCurr coming back for second attempt and brings him to ground. And the yellow card is brought out for McCurr.
Yeah, had to concede a foul there, McCurr. Just allowed his marker to breeze on past him. And Abdallah was open in that wide right flank. And you feel as if the foul was the more calculated option for the Sharks, who are on the back foot now. A 2-0 deficit early on in the second half. Not much sign of promise. Nicholas Marinos has looked to his bench early on in this contest, as aforementioned. Unsure on what he can conjure up now. As you can see a few Hume City shirts lingering over this free kick. It looks as if they are going to go for goal. The range might not be an issue for Lloyd Isgrove. Abdallah, we know what his left foot can do. So let's see who's going to hit this one. Abdallah and Isgrove stand before the ball under the floodlights at the Hume City Stadium. Abdallah hits the wall. Got it back once more. Acheen switching, not to his advantage. Isgrove. Abdallah back to Isgrove, who lined up towards goal. And Shalamov Trenkova, happy to see that sail across to his, all over his top right crossbar.
Once again, Hume setting up camp down this Port Melbourne half. Defensive line getting through plenty of work here this evening. Baker goes for a run, allowed to canter forward. Leach. Way of Karmas. Leach once again. Stokes. Courtney Perkins looking to bring on his right foot. Wrestling there with Ochieng. Leach came through to win it for the visitors. Now Brooks. Last week's goal scorer. Hume not out of the woods just yet. Stokes. Goes all the way back to Karmas. Bingham wins it. Now open territory in front of him. Josh Bingham. He's got Mikel Platt through the middle. Platt calling for it. He feeds it through. Mikel Platt leaves it behind him. And Karmas there with the ball at his feet for Port Melbourne.
And once again, Karmas just a bit pedestrian on the ball. Conceded possession. Nearly made it a third for Hume. Meanwhile, finally manufactured. And it's gone towards the area. And the young goalkeeper, Arslan, claiming, saw him before the game warming up. That was a part of his routine, and he stayed true to it there. The footwork from Emmanuel Peters to get the chance was magnificent. To no end product for the Sharks. As Hume have the ball in the engine room. Isgrove's come short to receive it. Abdallah now out wide. Lurking towards the area was Platt. Isgrove's come a fair way to retrieve the ball once more. Captain back to Isgrove. Edge of the area was McFarlane. Had time to assess what he had forward for him. Shot might have been on there, however. He opted to play Abdallah in behind. And Shalamov Trenkov happy to claim.
Well, for Port Melbourne, obviously down the 2 goals now. Like we touched on, they do like to play an attacking brand of football. We've seen them get caught out the back on a few occasions here this evening. It's the high risk, high reward kind of football they play. Now Stokes back the other way, looking for the far corner, and it just fires wide. The 27-year-old almost having a big impact after coming in off the substitutes bench. He missed last week's win over Moreland City and almost showed the travelling Port Melbourne fans what he could do right there.
And Aaron Arslan just making himself look big, which sent the dispatched effort from Egan Stokes wide. Decent performance so far from the 19-year-old. That kick out, not so much. Peters in the wide area, little interplay, trying to receive it once more. Arslan happy to usher the ball out of play.
So both sides just working their way in the contest after Hume City came flying out of the gates to start the second half. Lloyd Isgrove with the decisive strike, his third goal in 4 games for Hume City. Bingham fouled there. The former Central Coast Mariner brought to ground. Quickly reset now, Oching. Part of the leadership group here at Hume City. Onto one of the young talents, Abdallah. O'Kane takes on Stokes. Stokes pokes it free. Now Leach looking to feed it through for Peters. Maricic getting back there. Links with Bingham. Calling for a little 1-2 there. Isgrove runs himself into trouble, but the ball finds its way to his feet once again. Feeds it forward. Bingham on this left-hand side. He's got numbers in the box. Getting back there for Port Melbourne, and crucially so, still falls here for Platt. Poke free momentarily, comes out the way of Leach. Stokes, one-time touch. Courtney Perkins. Workhorse through this midfield for Port Melbourne. Challenge there from Leach, collecting the player and not the ball as intended. McFarlane on the deck for Hume.
Not sure if the camera's done that one justice. McFarlane kicked rather obviously there in that collision. And all evening Hume have nullified any possible threat that Port Melbourne possess in their transition play. The engine room has been where the ball's been contested, and Hume have been superior thus far. Brooks unable to intercept, and now Abdallah has open roam on the right side. Looks to go in towards the box, no one there to greet the ball. McFarlane pressing. And meanwhile, Port just trying to maintain some possession for the meantime. Ball's behind him. Now Dunlop is trying to restore some order. Did you know the attacking play that Nicholas Marinos tends to enforce upon his Sharks? Karmas now deep in defence. Touch might have been a bit heavy. It's well done there to keep possession. Brooks the intended target, and Barker was not going to find him with that pass.
It was a nice run there from Brooks. Just saw the open space, just needed the ball put out in front of him, and he could have been off to the races there. Just unable to execute when it mattered most. Not cheating with the throat. His 82nd appearance for Hume City here this evening, Mark Oching. Platt wrestling for it. Brooks calling for it up the field. He'll be asked to go back to a little bit more of a realistic time zone from where the ball went out.
Brooks just having to find where to take the throw in from. McCurr, bit of interplay with Brooks, and he's run out of infrastructure there. And the press remains rather intense from the home side.
Hume still yet to make a change. They've got plenty of firepower on the bench here this evening. The likes of Josh Galewski, Bosdugan, do believe should be on the pine if I'm not mistaken. Oscar Carlson coming across from Sweden. So plenty of options for Cam Watson to choose from. Nicely done there from McCurr. Now Stokes trying to work something here for Port Melbourne. Goes straight into the path of Lachlan Weir, who wastes little time in handing off to the goal scorer in this second half, Lloyd Isgrove. Looking to take on the captain, Bombachi. Isgrove pulls up momentarily. O'Kane leaves it there for Weir, and they slow things down. Port Melbourne back to reset. O'Kane. Ochieng calling for it. Abdallah making a run. Along the byline, pulls it back. Ochieng lofts it over at the far post, almost found its way in. It falls kindly here for Isgrove, and it was a fine shot, blocked and shut down by Bombachi, crucially.
Talk about the save from Shalamov Trenkova, scrambling upon his line to keep that out. Very unorthodox effort. Don't think it was intended to go there from a Cheng. However, it's causing a world of problems for the man in the sticks, for the Sharks. He's got another problem to deal with as Hume have a corner. You feel as if, well, although a 2-0 scoreline, we know what it can. It always can be a dangerous one. You feel as if Hume, if they are to another fight with another goal, it could rain more goals upon this contest. As Isgrove places the ball down, he's gone short with the corner. The routine falling to Isgrove, who's whipped it across the line, and there it is again for Hume. A rare goal from Harry Ashcroft. The centre-back contributes. Instinctive in front of goal he was. Isgrove at the forefront of it again, this time providing it. And there's that third goal we were just talking about, Simon.
Well, if pressure makes diamonds, Lloyd Isgrove delivers it in spades right there. Once again, just weaving his way through the Port Melbourne defence and lays it off. And it's the centre-back, Harry Ashcroft, who gets in on the goal-scoring form in 2024. And just like that, Hume out to a 3-0 lead here at home. And the path back, all of a sudden, got a whole lot harder here for Port Melbourne.
Now! The floodgates have the potential to be bust open here as Port not looking to lie down. They're taking the game on still. Weir went sliding in with intent, but the Sharks have a throw in. What about that quality from the player of the month in Lloyd Isgrove? Meanwhile, he hit the deck. They look towards the referee. Bit of uncertainty surrounds what's occurred here. Manuel Peters looked like he was impeded. However, it will be a free kick just on the very edge of the area. Fine margins separating that from a penalty. Maybe a lifeline for the Sharks. Desperate need of one. Looks as if Nicholas Marinos is looking to his bench again. You can see unclear of who exactly it is warming up. Milovanovic looks as if he's about to enter the fray. The 34-year-old. Had various stints across the NPL with South Melbourne and Preston. Also playing in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, the Sharks need to sense blood here. Low ball whipped in, well defended by a Ching, who's come lively in this second half.
Yeah, showing his experience there, reading the trick play, getting a strong boot to get Hume out of danger momentarily. It's been a strong performance from Hume. They've had a tough run of fixtures they've got coming up. Green Gully, South Melbourne, an undefeated Port Melbourne Sharks tonight, and then Avondale at home next week. Just showing that they're not here to just make up the numbers in 2024. Flexing their muscles against a side that has been causing all sorts of headaches for opposition NPL sides this season. Brooks calling for it, looking to wrestle there with the goal scorer Ashcroft. Well publicised the changes that occurred at Port Melbourne over the off-season, losing a number of key players. Chris Duggan moving on, prolific goal scorer, change of coach, Nick Marinos coming in from the under-23s. As Brooks reels it in, and a sliding challenge there from Ashcroft, I should say, sorry. And then a foul as Port Melbourne tried to win the ball back. So a double change coming up here for the visitors. Last week's goal scorer Jesse Barber, 21-year-old, about to enter the fray. Sealed the 3-1 win in the 83rd minute last week. The young youth player residing from Geelong. Been at the club since 2021. He makes his way in. And Courtney Perkins makes way.
And Karmas just replaced by Milivanovic. Quite the impressive CV for Amanom Karmas. Meanwhile, the Sharks are still trying to find the answers. And Peters pressing hard up the field. Meanwhile, the Irishmen on the edge of the area. They're trying to find something now, the Sharks. Brooks, it's going to fall on his left boot. Takes his time, tried to step in. Cheng might have had his shirt. And it's finally cleared by Hume. Bit of experience required for the Sharks to stem the bleeding. Milivanovic have touched on his CV a little bit tonight. Here's his first touch. Happy to send it out wide. Bombachi. Dunlop now. Peters back to Dunlop. Hume just all night have been a brick wall in defence. Nothing really getting past any stage of their defensive third. It's McCurmaker. Back out wide to Dunlop. Brooks making his way to the back post. It's over the head of a Cheng. And here's Brooks. Nutmecking a Cheng brilliantly onto his left boot. Centre cross goal. Arslan unsure. Finally cleared for Hume. Captain trying to compete for possession. Might have come off a hand. Referee in prime position to notice that ball there coming off the hand of the Port Melbourne Shark player, Charlie Leach.
This momentary break will just go through the results from around the grounds here in round 4. Heidelberg, they've continued their strong start to the season with a 3-0 win over Green Gully. Meanwhile, Dandenong City had a 1-1 draw with the Oakley Cannons, and Avondale overcame depleted backline to come away with a 1-0 victory over Moreland as Portland work it forward. Port Melbourne, I should say. Brooks heading it forward and diving Arslan, not taking any chances. The ball threatened to trickle in at the near post.
Yeah, Brooks at the back post yet again. He's starting to look more lively. Was Ethan Brooks. Although in that full-back position he has got the pedigree to progress further up the park as Platt flicks it on brilliantly for Abdallah. He's caused problems all night. Isgrove alone at the back stick as Abdallah continues to travel. Sending his marker on the floor. Abdallah sent into the area. The captain onto Platt. Chance remains. They're jeering for handball. However, Platt's effort coming off the chest of a Shark. Another corner for Hume. You know what they did in their last corner.
Yeah, promising build-up once again. Nice bit of work there from Mikel Platt. He's a big body. Wearing the number 9 for Hume, just heading the ball onto the path of Abdallah. And how about the fine footwork? Sending his marker to ground and whipping in a dangerous ball. Isgrove delivers from the corner. Whips it in. Cleared there by Milanovic. McCurmaker. Stokes feeds it through. Brooks. Plenty of open pasture in front of him. Red jersey, but he feeds it through. The offside flag being called for Jesse Barber. The red jersey's just swarming upon him as Port Melbourne tried to come away on the fast break.
Nicholas Marinos encouraging his players on. Although the scoreline, he has firm belief that there is still time in this contest to conjure a comeback of some sort.
As we have a player down for Hume, we'll just finish off these results from the other fixtures in round 4 of the NPL Victoria. South Melbourne It was quite a topsy-turvy game. They overcame an early 2-0 deficit to come back with a 5-2 win over Manningham United. So a side that has been nitty and gritty so far in 2024, finding some form in front of goal right there with 5 goals to their name on the road, while Danny Thunder defeated 10-man Altona Magic 3-2 and Melbourne Knights in St Albans. The final game of this round 4 fixtures. This game, Hume City in the driver's seat. 3 goals to Port Melbourne's 0. Port Melbourne, who have scored plenty of goals already this season, struggling in front of goal, just unable to get those connections to click. Plenty of new changes this season. Coming up against a Hume midfield that has really clicked into gear right from the get-go here this evening.
It was a huge chance from the boy off the bench, Jesse Barber. Had he timed his run, he had a landslide of space to run into and potentially cause threat to Aaron Arslan's goal. He hasn't really had much of a test tonight, the 19-year-old in goal for Hume City. But when he has come under fire, he has stood tall. McFarlane. Maricic. Weir went nice and long, trying to find the captain, who got the flick on, just a no target. As Baker. Milovanovic. Looked a lot more stable with him on the park, albeit has only been a short period of time. McCur. Milovanovic just dictated the play for the meantime. Dunlop, Bombachi, Leach takes a nice touch, getting through the traffic. Only for the moment is Grove. Coolly and composed, keeps possession for Hume. Pass finally over the top to Abdallah. They move it very nicely, Hume. Platt trying to skip past Brooks. Platt standing tall and strong. Now towards the captain. Is Grove also in that wide area? Captain against captain and Bombachi. No, not Bombachi, rather. Dunlop. It was intercepting. As another substitution in this contest. You see Buzdagan making an appearance tonight. Making way was McFarlane. What can Amut Buzdagan add to this contest?
Well, a handy man to bring in off the substitutes bench. The most caps for this Hume City side, 83 to his name here this evening as he makes his way into the contest, wearing the number 6 on your screens. He had 19 appearances last season, 1 assist. Solid worker through the midfield. Just imagine Coach Cam Watson wanting to solidify the midfield as the legs begin to tire. And they try and close out this game. They've been fantastic in these opening 60 and so minutes. Looking to close it out in style. There he is, Bozdugan. Comes out Abdallah's way. He's got Brooks to deal with. Brooks has been a bright spot for Port Melbourne this evening. He's been strong since coming on as a substitute, I should say. Abdallah feeds it to the feet of Bingham. Chips through a cute ball for Abdallah. Tries the little back heel flick, unable to bring it under control and brought back the other way by Baker. Stokes. McCur. Bombachi. Ball comes back his way. Christian Bombachi, the Port Melbourne captain. Through the City Academy, Christian Bombachi. Nick Marino saying that from an early age you could tell he was a natural born leader. And he's showing that right now, despite his age, leading the troops around.
And the saviour of Mark Ching, the boy from Adelaide. His father moved from Kenya when Cheng was only 9 years old. He actually represented the Australia under-19s. This is his second stint at Hume, having returned home in 2021. He was a part of Adelaide United's A-League Premiership winning season. An unused substitute on that bench. as Buzdagan getting involved early on. Brooks hitting the turf. Jesse Barber, some fine footwork and trying to find the chance was Barber. Remains alive for him. Maricic defending strong, bodies jumping high to retain possession. Abdallah. Bingham. Milivanovic looks towards the referee. And a free kick's been awarded. You can see Milivanovic just having a bit of a smile with his opposing captain in Josh Bingham. Of course, another member of the Central Coast Academy. 14 goals in 31 appearances for the Mariners youth side. Nearly 9 years ago now. Abdallah keeping play alive. Ching chipping it over top for Isgrove, who had the height to deal with Milivanovic. Isgrove now dancing on the area, awaiting options. Abdallah. Isgrove dancing, hitting the deck, keeping possession alive somehow as Isgrove. Kept going on the area. It remains alive with Isgrove. Trying to find a cute pass to the captain. The Sharks unable to clear their lines properly. And it's only gone as wide as it has gone far.
Jesse, get here!
Isgrove, he's everywhere at once, isn't he? The amount of ground he covers just to be in the opportune moment at the right time.
Yeah, hard man to bring down in the box. Hit the deck but still going, and now Oching. Hume still on the attack. Feeds it through. Platt on the byline. Dangerous ball. Bobbled along and eventually cleared that danger as far as Josh O'Kane. He's got Jesse Barber to deal with. Maricic. Weir. Drives it low and hard. Baker back there. Bozdugan. Bozdugan. O'Kane. Maricic trying to spot the run of Abdallah. Looking to reel the ball in before it trickles out. And the flag going up.
And I'm not sure if the audio is picking that up, but Nicholas Marinos barking at his players to push up. Went out of possession. And the offside trap for the moment seems to be working for the Sharks. Catching Abdallah in an offside position. So we have nearly 14 minutes left of normal time left in this contest. Unsure on what the Sharks can conjure up from here. If there was something, Hume have had firm control so far. Barber into play with the Irishman. Brooks keeping the move alive for now. Within the most probable attacking outlet for them tonight is Brooks. Trying to step past it, Cheng. He's gone for a foul. Nothing doing. Abdallah trying a party trick. Platt gone to ground. Right in front of the Hume bench. Nothing doing. Ball dispatched. Now, there could be a chance at the other end. Dunlop trying to get it onto his right boot, trying to step away. He's made fair effort. Arslan has gone for the ball, and so did Jesse Barber, and they did collide. And the youngster has hit the deck. You can see the Hume bench. The medical staff just coming onto the field to attend to Aaron Arslan. He's a big boy in his own right, standing at 6'4", 194. Big tall boy.
Yeah, he's been solid in his first performance of the season, stepping in for the injured Jackson Riley here this evening. He's made a couple of strong saves when being called upon. Hasn't been peppered all that much by a normally pretty attacking Port Melbourne outfit. Nick Marino saying he wants every player on the pitch to be able to feel as though they can score. You can see that with the likes of Ethan Brooks. He's been pushing forward. He's not afraid to get himself into an attacking position. It does cause headaches for opposition, but it's been a proposition that Hume have dealt with quite well, given the amount of attacking flair that Port Melbourne do possess here this evening. Credit down to the midfield. It's been clicking nicely for Hume tonight. They probably could have had one or two more goals after that first half performance where a few chances went begging. Coach Cam Watson will be quite pleased with his side's output here tonight with a strong 3-0 buffer heading into the final 10 minutes.
Unsure of the formation the Sharks have even transitioned to across the complexion of this match. Looks as if it was a 4-3-3 at the start. Looks as if it's remained that shape now. However, Brooks in the far wide area continues to linger up the field. Unclear in what role he's playing at the moment. Whether it's a full-back role or a wing-back role. All we do know is Hume have had the answers, and Cameron Watson's men thoroughly in charge at the moment. Bingham now. Abdallah in a wide area to cause more problems. One-on-one with Brooks. A couple of steps and Brooks not conceding ground but conceding a corner. As we're edging closer to the 80-minute mark.
Hume City, they had 37 goals last season already. 7 goals scored in their 2024 campaign. Like we've touched on, I mean, they've been prominent tonight. The likes of Platt, Abdallah, Isgrove, the attacking reinforcements that have come in after the club went through a change of personnel midway through last season. We always knew this game was going to be an exciting one with both these sides not afraid to score the goals. There's a dangerous ball whipped in. Trenkova came out to collect. Platt managing to keep it in the field of play. Now at the feet of Isgrove. Danger signs for Port Melbourne. He goes for the far corner and it forces a good save from Shalamov Trenkova. Doing his duties in between the sticks there for Port Melbourne. Just giving Lloyd Isgrove far too much time and space. And it's a dangerous game to play.
Not a game I'd want to play, but now what a brilliant save it was from Shalamov Trenkova. Just rather distracted by Nicholas Marinos, who's not far from our commentary position. Meanwhile, was Duggan.
Get up!
Back to Isgrove, it's whipped back in, the captain was lurking. Jesse Barber there to try retrieve for the Sharks. Here's a Ching. Whips it nice and high to Isgrove, who was nearly on the airplane radar there. Climbing up nice and high to try win the ball. However, the Sharks do have a throw in.
Josh Gillespie about to make his way into the contest. Find himself on the bench last week to accommodate Mikel Platt up front. Coming on with some fresh legs with the skipper Josh Bingham to make way. Gillespie 7 appearances last season and 3 goals. So another dangerous prospect for Hume as Bingham earns a well-deserved rest. He's been instrumental playing in that deeper role, sort of linking the front three. Peters finds himself in a deep position. Nice ball opening up some space here for Bombachi. Open pasture in front of him. Looking to feed through a nice ball, but coming across Maricic, well read there by the experienced centre-back for Hume. McCurr fighting for it. Scored in that 3-1 win over Melbourne Knights. Looking to get himself back on the scorer's sheet, but loses that to O'Kane. The Hume youngster showing plenty of confidence. Now Amir Abdallah, one-on-one with his defender. Baker with plenty of work to do. Abdallah looking to get on the left foot. Milanovic came in. Looking to lay it on there. Platt unable to get control, and Maricic with the strong header out the way of Lachlan Weir. Bosdugan. Happy to reset. Pressing there from Peters. Applying some momentary pressure. Gillespie, the fresh feet, the fresh legs for Hume City. Ashcroft. O'Kane. Maricic with the eyes up, finds Abdallah just shy of halfway. Feeds on this left foot, plenty of time and space here for Lloyd Isgrove. Alarm bells for Port Melbourne. Isgrove looking for his second, he's brought down. And they point to the spot. Well, once again, Port Melbourne just find themselves with some work to do at the back as Hume pressing forward. And Lloyd Isgrove, well, once again injecting himself in on the contest. streaking away down that left-hand side. The goalkeeper coming out, and for the second time this evening, the penalty call coming against him. And he's got his work cut up for him now. It's Mikel Platt who looks like he'll be lining up this attempt. Just how quickly Hume can go on the front foot. Goalkeeper rushing up off his line, collecting Isgrove as he looked to go around the goalkeeper. And as a result, a golden goal scoring opportunity here for Mikel Platt. Shomolchenkova. His blushes were saved when in the early attempt, but Mikel Platt looking for his first goal in Hume City colours, and he finds the back of the net. Mikel Platt gets it on the goal scoring action, and the party celebrations continue to kick off here for Hume City. Clinical in the finish, he drove it into that right-hand corner. And the party music blaring out of Hume City Stadium, and why wouldn't they be? It's been a dominant performance at home, and a bit of icing put on the cake there from Mikel Platt.
Finally converted from the number 9. Born in London, the 24-year-old converts coolly from the spot. A former Queen's Park Rangers Youth Academy prodigy. Played in the National League South, the 6th tier of English football, before making his way to Broadmeadows with Hume. First goal for the club coming from the spot. Nearly a brilliant effort in the first half, which he was so narrowly close to finding, hitting the side of the net, but this time he finds the right side of the net. Ripple. And it's 4-0 to the home side. You feel as if they're looking for more. Definitely what their bench is ordering to them now.
And after scoring that goal, Platt makes way after a solid shift up front, and Oscar Carlson, the Swede, comes into the contest. Isgrove brought down there by, I think that was Bombachi, just stuck the boot out. Once again, the fast feet of Lloyd Isgrove. You just think that he'll be causing some problems for opposition defensive lines all season long. Scored a great goal to start this second half. Won his side the penalty that led to that Platt goal. And Christian Bombachi left little choice but to stick out the boot and bring the Welsh international to ground. Slight miscommunication there between Lockie Weir and Lloyd Isgrove. Isgrove went to set off after the ball, but Lockie Weir thought he was right there next to him and hands the ball straight back over to Port Melbourne.
Three minutes remain of the full 90. And the contest has been nullified. Urslan getting comfortable with his feet, shifting gear. And Hume are looking to close out what has been an emphatic performance at their home stadium tonight. Ching to a bit of trouble, trying to find something to Abdallah. Makur intervening. Bit of a dispute towards the official, who awarded possession to the away side. Peters. A corner awarded. Trying to find a consolation are the Sharks. Only out of the 3 games played so far, it's been scoreless, which was the opening game of the season for them. A 0-0 draw against St Albans. Since then, it's always rained goals for the Sharks. Ball's whipped into the area. Arslan punching away. As Hume looking to just find their way out of trouble later this contest. Ball forward for Isgrove. It's going to run out of infrastructure. And the Sharks still pressing high up the pitch. A few numbers in attacking areas. Late challenge there made. Leach was impeded. Plays continued. Lofted over the top. Here's Brooks. A Chang. Been strong all night. The man from Adelaide has got the armband on now, having captain in Josh Bingham make way earlier. As Barber back to Brooks, around Bosdagan. Getting past a Cheng, but not past the clearance of Ashcroft. Milivanovic directing orders. McCur. Back to Milivanovic, bouncing ball. Baker finding Brooks. Is there time for a consolation? We're ticking over. Close to the 90 now. A Cheng sliding rather late. And a free kick awarded for the Sharks.
Yeah, the Sharks just trying to find some late joy in the closing stages. Aaron Arslan only a few minutes away from a clean sheet in his first performance of the season. Can't ask for much more from the backup Hume keeper. They experimented with Fletcher McFarlane in the centre-back role in round one against Dandenong Thunder. Just feel as though there's a bit more stability at the back with Tommy Maricic, big tall figure there for Hume City, and they'll be calling on his height right here as it's a free kick from a dangerous position. Whips it into the far post, cleared out danger momentarily. Lockie Weir wrestling there with Peters. Peters assessing options. Drives it in, and Paul coming off the boot there. And it'll be a Port Melbourne corner coming up.
And Marinos incensed with the free kick taker. The man off the bench in Stokes. He wanted the other benchman, the player that came on rather, and Jesse Barber to take the free kick. You can see his frustration. He's demanding that Barber was behind the set piece. And another corner whipped in to the back stick. McCur was there to greet it. Not near the ball, and now Hume have numbers, and look at them all pile up. It's Isgrove playing the pass on for Abdallah. He's also got Kalevsky in support. Abdallah to seal it. There's options left and right. He hasn't played the right one, to the dismay of the home fans. Oh, it was a 5-on-1 at one stage. As McCur's hit the deck. On a free kick. And now Leach. Referee calling it back. Oh, what a talking point that could have been, Simon. There's numbers everywhere for Hume.
For the Sharks to come through that unscathed, they did incredibly well. Some great scramble defence. Some tired legs, but still getting back there in numbers to avert the danger. They had options left and right. Abdallah unable to find the back of the net, which would have been their fifth goal for the evening. Would have been quite the emphasis on what's been a strong performance at home here at Hume City Stadium. Abdallah feeding it through. Lockie Weir cantering forward. He's got options over to his right. He's trying to find Isgrove. Isgrove on a bouncing ball, always going to be a difficult proposition. Tommy Maricic also picking up a yellow card for that foul in the midfield just a few moments ago. Brooks calling for on this left. They opt to go the direction of Barber. Once again, Maricic getting back for the defensive duties.
We are ticking into the second minute of stoppage time. Feels if not much left in this contest. Hume just looking to see it out from here. They can manufacture one more chance, we're uncertain. Brooks pressing. Peters also pressing. Referee looking intently. You can hear Marinos just barking his players to keep working. Peters claiming it wasn't a free kick, however, from this angle on the commentary position, looked rather obvious. The referee just having a chat with Ethan Brooks regarding the foul he conceded there. I feel like we're moments away from the full-time whistle, much to the adulation of the home fans.
Hume pushing the numbers forward as they get play back underway, sending it high up into the Hume sky, and the full-time whistle blows. And what a statement to make, Hume City. They're not just here to make up the numbers in 2024, flexing their muscles with a dominant performance at home. 4-0 winners over the Port Melbourne Sharks. All the big guns fired. Abdallah, Isgrove, Platt, all getting in on the goals. A complete performance right across the pitch. And sending a warning signal out to the rest of the competition. Port Melbourne just couldn't click into second gear throughout the entirety of the contest. Trying hard with their attacking options across the pitch. Unable to break this Hume City defensive line. Aaron Arslan earning himself a clean sheet in his first performance of the season as well. Exciting game. Plenty of goals. Attacking flair left, right and centre. And the Hume City fans that came out to support their team treated to a superb performance here. They'd shown glimpses of their best in their 2 wins in the opening 2 rounds, and they finally put together a complete 90-minute performance right there. Once again, NPL Victoria Player of the Month, Lloyd Isgrove, making his impact known. He did have a moment he'd like to forget with that penalty miss in the first half, but well and truly made up with it when he scored to kick open the second half and earn his side a penalty that led to Mikel Platt earning his first goal in Hume City colours.
Performance it was from the home side. You did mention the pre-game, Simon, that this game was going to guarantee goals. Sort of went against the prediction I might have had for it. But what a display it was from Hume City. In particular, that man, like you mentioned, Lloyd Isgrove. Devastating in front of goal.
Just the midfield clicking nicely. Josh Bingham playing in that deeper role. Linked with the front 3 rather nicely. Abdallah, I mean, he was superb, especially to start that first half. A lovely left-footed strike to open the account for Hume. Threatening on that right wing on a number of occasions. Josh O'Kane once again working hard through the midfield. And a bright spot for Port Melbourne, Ethan Brooks, I should say. He was strong in the left-back position and he came in to replace Daniel Edwards. But for Hume, a crucial 3 points to put their season well and truly back on track after last week's minor hiccup against South Melbourne. What a curtain raiser it is for next week's massive clash against the champions Avondale, who are coming here to Hume City Stadium. And they'll look to carry the momentum of tonight's strong performance to that, while for the Port Melbourne Sharks, they'll look to try and bounce back when they take on Manningham United back at home. We thank you for your company here this evening. It's been a pleasure to have you here on NPL Victoria TV, and we look forward to bringing you more NPL Victoria action in round 5. Thank you and good night.